Hello, everyone, and
Hey.
welcome to the Eye Opener Society. Welcome to the Eye Opener Society studio. Want to thank everybody for joining us today here. Uh, Again, if you don't know, my name is Gary.
I'm Hannah.
That's Hannah, my beautiful stepdaughter, and we are doing this here a little podcast or talk because this is one of our shorter sessions that we want to do for everybody. We are sitting in the studio today, and I want to give a quick shout out to Fat Cat Coffee,
Yes.
Red Lion, Pennsylvania. It seems like you and I on the weekends now, getting up early, going to get our coffee over at the Fat Cat.
Yep. It's our
Um,
thing.
yeah, sure is. So if you are in the York County, Pennsylvania area, definitely check out Fat Cat. That's Phat, Fat Cat Coffee. They are located in the borough of Red Lion, Pennsylvania. Just wanted to give them a quick shout out because they do got fantastic coffee. And like I said, Hannah and I have been spending our weekend mornings there, getting our quick fix. And that's basically what this show is going to basically revolve around. Um, if you know us, we've spoken before in the past a lot about meditation, and we still do. And that's what this is really about because this is going to be 15 minutes about you. Uh, we want to focus on everybody else because I know times are crazy. There's a lot of things that go on. And we all try to take a moment for that meditation to sit and reflect upon ourselves. More importantly, self appreciation. I don't think we give that to each other enough. Um, and I wanted to take this moment. I wanted to talk to you directly, Hannah. Um, that just my observations in the past few days. For those that know, again, this is my stepdaughter. Her beautiful, fantastic, lovely mom that I'm married to. She goes away for like a week or so to do her job, and so it takes away from the childcare that we sort of have built in and all
Yeah.
that. So I've been doing it, and that's never a good thing, but I'm doing it. But I wanted to take a moment because this is all going to tie into the show. For you, Hannah, I don't think you're appreciated enough. I try my best to give you that appreciation and all that. You're beautiful. You are. I mean, I think you're beautiful, but you're also beautiful as a person totally because all the struggles I see you going on, like this is why I never had kids. Just for the simple fact that I can't deal with that. But to see what you go through, and like a quarter of your life is taken away by work,
Yeah.
and the time that we spend together when we do these shows is kind of an escape from you, I would like to think.
Mm.
I sometimes feel you just don't have enough of an escape. I sometimes feel that, you're kind of going to be stuck for a while in these emotions. But I just wanted to give you a lot of credit that I think you really deserve.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really difficult, but I'm taking this to the audience too because I'm sure everybody else really we all go through this. We don't have enough time in the day. We don't have enough time in a year. We like to all do things, and when things get more expensive, we had a whole show on that. Where do we find that 15 minutes for us? Where do we find that 15 minutes to sit, meditate, take the time to enjoy something that we want to do? You're tuning in right now, whether you did purposely because you've seen the notification or you're following us, or maybe you clicked the link that led you to us. But you're taking a moment now to take those few minutes. Why not make it very much worthwhile? Make it about you, whether you just want to sit, learn something new, or hear something new, or really learn something about yourself, or just complete silence where you just want to take that moment, recharge, and refresh. How do you deal with it? I mean, I see it, but at the same time, I don't get it.
With me, I've always wanted to be a mom, so like becoming a mom's one of my definitely like my greatest gifts. But as far as, dealing with it, it's a struggle, it's a challenge, I get up early, I work. This past week been working and taking care of my child at the same time. And then, on top of that, I was helping my sister out. She went on a vacation and I was taking care of her dogs. But so it was definitely a challenge this week, to, find some time for myself and deal with it. It kind of like, I think, hit me like hard today and yesterday. I was like way over in my head. So I cleaned. Yesterday I cleaned my car and I cleaned the house. And today I cleaned a little bit. And instead of, because cleaning is one of my major forms of meditation, but instead of cleaning today, I knew, I cleaned a little bit today, but instead of putting my clothes away, which is one thing I wanted to tackle because I knew it would make me feel better, I actually sat and I watched my show instead. And I think I needed that. I needed that laziness. And last night I chose, and my apologies to you all. I definitely, no, not technically, I didn't choose, but I laid down putting my son to bed and I ended up passing out. I woke up like an hour later and I was like, I was supposed to do a show, but I chose sleep because I definitely felt like I needed it. But yeah, that's kind of how I deal with it. I just I try to do things that um I feel calm and, in enlightenment to do.
And for everybody that listens to us, understand too, you are the most important thing. Hannah's the most important thing. I'm the most important thing. When we take that time, to do what we want, to focus on ourselves, to actually take a moment and reflect on things, we don't seem to do it enough. We don't seem to have that time anymore. And that's becoming more and more of a struggle. I've changed things in my life. I've made changes. I've demanded the changes where I know I'm going to find that time. I'm going to make that time. I'm going to make it happen for me. And our last show, meditative bubble, that's what I've been living in. We get into that meditative bubble and we seem to, or at least if you're really good at it, you seem to just live in a constant state of meditation where
Mhm.
nothing really matters. And I kind of chose to focus on that more because that's what I want. I don't want to be overwhelmed anymore. I don't want to have too much stuff. And there's been a lot of stuff going on with me as well, but it doesn't seem that way. I don't give myself the heartaches over it. I don't give myself the high blood pressure over it.
That's why we're polar opposites.
Yeah, and I think but that's important because, we probably represent certain segments of the I
Yin and
might
yang.
yeah, the yin and the yang. The problem is though, right now, I think there's less of me than and there's more of you. I think it's time to start reversing that and changing that. I think more people need to fall into the category where we don't have to struggle. We don't have to have that constant anxiety, that constant worry. I think we need to start changing that. Um, but this is why we want you now to take that moment, whether you're doing it right now, whether when you're done listening to our show, you take that moment for yourself and you start focusing on yourself and you start taking the initiative to make the changes in your life to where you want to be at peace. You want to make everything around you calm, blissfulness, happiness, change things. It's difficult, but erase all that
Mhm.
noise that's going on around in your life. I think that's difficult to achieve, but it needs to be done. I really do believe so. Like I said, whether I'm sitting here just because I'm telling you I appreciate you and I think you're underappreciated, but I think so many other people are so underappreciative of their own lives because they're so focused on what the outside world is bringing them, what it's given them. And that's not good. We need to change things.
Well, I appreciate you, buddy.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate that. But it's, I feel I can do more for you. But again, then we need that time,
Yeah.
So again, that time then becomes the constraint. It doesn't, it doesn't help us out. It doesn't make us achieve what we really want to, because we need to start putting more time, more focus, not only in your life, my life, and then getting together and being able to help each other out. It happens, but we need to start doing things. Do you have any ideas? Do you have any wisdom or thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, just for like people out there, you can start small. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna go take a trip for myself, just start small. Like, I know with people like me, like with kids, it's definitely harder, especially if your children are younger, but reach out to, someone that you trust and just say, "Hey, would you mind coming over for maybe an hour or something like that?" Lock yourself in the bathroom. s- Draw yourself a bubble bath and, listen to music that you enjoy instead of kids music, or, go get your nails done if you're a girl or a male, Um or, go if you're a guy, like, go do something that you like to do. Go to a shooting range, go hit some golf balls around, like just start small. And then once you get into the groove of that, you can start adding more things to kind of just recognize yourself again and prioritize yourself. Because once you do that, I know me personally, just doing something for myself puts me in a better blissful mood for everybody else around me. If I'm overwhelmed with things, I can notice that in the way I'm like treating people around me, and with the patience that I have for like my son and just for everyone around me. I just get really irritable. So it's really important that you just take time for yourself little by little until you get in, like I said, into the groove of things, so that way you'll see that change, but you have to initiate it.
You need to take that time, because there's a lot of times I look at your mom and I see when she's going over that edge. I've looked at you in the last couple of days and I've seen that frustration building up, and I become so concerned. I'm like, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
And I sometimes feel that way about the entire world of what can I do? What can I do that's going to change everything? We don't have that power to change
Yeah.
everything, but each one of us individually can take the responsibility and do something for themselves to avoid being pushed over that edge, that deep anxiety, that mountainous task that's right in front of you that you don't want to tackle. It's okay to not have to tackle it right away. Chip away at it, break it down, make it smaller.
Mhm.
Don't swallow it whole. We can achieve this. It's just getting difficult. It's getting more difficult because the way the world is, we're being pushed into, the coming months. We're going to fall and soon winter. And I know that there's a lot of talk, and I've foreseen a few things. I don't want to get too into the conspiracy theory on this one, but we're being pushed again into this, lockdown bullshit. We don't need that type of aggravation anymore. We need to function as human beings the way human beings are supposed to function. And anything that's going to make us worry more, give us more anxiety, we don't need it. We don't want it. It's up to you to fight it. It's up to you to make your own life better. All right. No matter what that may be yourself. Take that moment. Enjoy your moments. Enjoy your life the way you see it. Don't always let the entire outside world interfere, overrun you, overrule you. There are things that you're not going to be able to avoid, but if you have to, you have to. It comes a time where you really need to do that. You really need to focus so strongly on you and not worry about work, bills, and all that. Take a time, take a breath, take that moment for yourself, take that 15 minutes for you. I look out for this one. I love her. I love her mom. I don't want to see anything bad happening. I don't want to see them becoming overwhelmed. Just because I don't get overwhelmed as easy as either one of them doesn't mean I don't get overwhelmed myself. I just learn different ways to deal with it. Hannah learned different ways. She knows herself better than anybody else. Her mom knows herself better than anybody else. But together, it's a support group. It helps. It helps us function. We've made these big
Balance.
changes. It's a lot of balance between us all, and it's working. And I see things getting better, but I still see like the outside interference that always seems to come into play. And I spoke to you about it. I spoke to friends about it. I said I've been taking a different road where I'm isolating myself, but not isolating in that way, but I'm closing out the outside world. I said I am making the conscientious choice not to deal with so much. This includes I'm shutting people out. Sometimes it's on purpose, other times it's just to because it's about me at this point. I don't want the interference right now. And it doesn't mean that I don't love these people or anything like that, but I got to make a choice where I have to function. I have to function quietly on the down low. I think that's something we need to make that choice. And we spoke about it. We could cut people out of our
Hmm.
lives, can't we?
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. And I think that more people need to realize that like it's okay to be selfish
Mhm.
when it protects your well-being and yourself. Because at the end of the day, even if you're a person like me who gives their heart to others 24/7, at the end of the day, if you're not putting yourself first, you're not going to have the capability of giving to any other person. And I think more people need to like kind of open their eyes and realize that. And I'm guilty of
Mhm.
that all the time.
And your mom is too.
Yeah.
You're always giving, giving, giving to others, but you gotta take that time for yourself. You gotta have that balance. You gotta be able to give to yourself, to recharge yourself in order to give to others. Because it's okay to be giving. It's actually very commendable, but
Yeah.
at the same time,
You
oh,
can't give if you have an empty pot.
yes, that makes a lot of sense. So this moment is yours. Reach out into yourself. Don't worry about the rest of the world. Don't worry about other people. Worry about yourself. Focus on how you're going to get tasks done, how you're going to get your sleep in, because sleep is important too. Start balancing, start achieving it. Make strides, small ones every day. Give yourself a few extra minutes of sleep, give yourself a few extra minutes of your own time. Start doing that. That's what this talk was about. It's about giving yourself that 15 minutes for yourself. It can be more, it can be less, but you got to start giving yourself something. Reach out, take care of it. If you need further help, reach out to people that you trust, people that understand you, and ask for that help and start giving yourself something and practice meditation. It's important. And before I turn off the whole show, speaking of that, I know we've been pushing wisdom and we're not making any money off of that. We're not making any money off of any of this for real, but download the Wisdom app. They're changing things. They're always improving. We
Hmm.
spoke about it. Apple and Android, just download it on your phone. It's great for podcasters, and that's basically what people use it for. They use it for their talks. And if you want to do something yourself, if you think you got something on your mind, you can talk, and it's got a built-in audience. You'll always have someone listening to your shows, your talks, whatever it is. But they're starting this circles. We've been
Yeah.
reached out to,
Hmm.
and they chose us to host, I think it is. I'm not sure exactly what it is because I know this is all coming down the pipes and I'm still learning about it. But they're going to have like basically circles. So it's like subgroups. And we've been chosen to do the meditation one. So, however, that's going to work, I don't know yet. But take your time and
Yeah.
download the Wisdom app
Yeah.
and be prepared. Look us up on there under Eye Opener Society. We got the same name there too as well. And you can find us. You can follow us there, follow other people. And once the circles things come out and we know what it's all about, we're definitely going to be diving into that too as well.
Hmm.
And Hannah and I here, we're going to focus a lot of energies in the near future in this show. I would love to do a daily show on this, a few hours a day where we could just sit and talk to everybody, like an actual radio show where we go live across all platforms. Future. But right now, this 15 minutes is for you. I want to thank everybody for listening to this show.
Me too.
And again, take your deep breaths and stay with us. All right. Keep the anxiety low, keep the love and higher vibrations way up top. All right. And think about yourselves. And we're always here for you too as well. So thank you all for listening. Be on the lookout for more of our shows soon. So Hannah and I would like to say, take care of yourselves. And
Yeah,
what
take
was
care.
today? Yeah, that was something else. Today is what, September 10th, by the way.
Yep.
I like to give the date just because
Yeah.
it just helps down the line. This is September 10th. So everybody, thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you really soon. Take care.
Take care.